So for this question, it asks us to match each group of countries with a graph that has depicts the relationship between the initial level of real GDP per capita and the growth rate of real GDP per capita for that group. So the first graph, the number one graph, it is a horizontal line. Basically means that the initial level of real GDP per capita are increasing, but the growth rate in real GDP doesn't change. So actually you can see that most countries on this curve satisfy this graph. So it means that most of the world hasn't been catching up with the United States. Okay, and what about the graph number two? So on this graph, it means that the initial level of real GDP per capita increase, the growth in real GDP per capita decrease. So for this kind of downward sloping line, actually match the experience of currently high income countries, indicating that these countries have been catch up among like high income countries. So that's the reason why it is a downward sloping one. And for the third graph, so the initial level of real GDP per capita increase, the growth in real GDP per capita also increase. So this kind of like slightly upward sloping line matches the experience of like Western Europe countries and also Canada and Japan, indicating that these high income countries have stopped catching up to the United States. So if you want to check more on why the graphs look like this, you need to go back and further figure 11.7 to 11.9. And you will see that there's some like relation between the real GDP for those countries relative to the United States real GDP, and you understand why these three graphs match different countries.